What's up, son? So much Johnny Walker. Okay, you gonna be out or? Okay, later. Yeah. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm gonna pick them up in about 5 minutes. ETA.
When we get a call from our dispatcher, go, go, go.
He'll tell you, pick up in such and such spot. You pick up and you deliver to court.
It's commission, so the more you move, the more you make. It's almost like if you're working for yourself.
When you get that last minute, it's kind of a rush. Like every day is kind of a race. You got like a deadline. You got like a timeline. That's when it's fun for me.
Let me know when you're downstairs. Approaching.
For every single tag we do, every job we pick up, we make a little bit of money.
We're the backbone of the legal field in Los Angeles. Did you copy? I handled it right before 12. Yeah, I know. No, we're very overlooked. Nobody really recognizes us, but yet the city would fall without our services.
Bike messengering is, it's more of a lifestyle. It's kind of an infectious thing. There's nothing like it.
I don't know if you ever had that dream where you're flying. It's like you zone out. It's like a drug, basically. You're feeling really good and you're going through traffic and nothing's bothering you. You're just flowing with it. I always loved riding the bike and just finding that job where you get paid to ride your bike and just be out there. That's basically the freedom of it. That's what I love. I have 2 kids. My daughter is 16, my son's 15. And I've raised them with this job. They think I'm crazy. And they're always saying, get a different job. Try to explain to them that I guess I was one of the lucky ones to find a job that you love. I mean, I think that's what everybody's looking for. Like,
I get paid to ride my bike and hang out with my friends, and that's probably the best part of the job, the freedom. I'm just hanging out and going where you want to go. I made a pit stop for 5 years in Breckenridge, Colorado, and just hung out in the mountains for like 5 years. And then I got tired of the cold, so I wanted to go somewhere warm. So I came to LA. Not married. I've just been hanging out by myself for a while. A few crazy girls here and there that you have to try to get rid of. Other than that, I just hang out, here at the house most of the time. We've had this place for a couple of years now, and it's been a messenger house ever since. There used to be like 12 messengers that lived here at one time. From time to time, there was a little scuffle here and there, but we usually watch each other's back for sure. There's different groups, like, there's a bunch of us that'll hang out down there, like 5th and Flower.
some of the guys hang out at the Wall, which is like on Hope and 3rd Street. Just hang out there.
It's kind of like standing by second home. Like it's like a dispatch office away, just waiting time. You're holding a couple of packages and you're waiting to go deliver them. Come by here, maybe drink a beer, talk some shit, smoke pot. It's like a game room. It's like a Caddyshack kind of thing, It's also like an epicenter of the downtown area. Like people come from around different areas to do their transactions and business here. So, like people come from around and they need things, they come here.
It's a real privilege, actually, to be outside and, you know, you're not behind a cubicle, behind a computer stuck. I have a family I take care of. I have a wife and kids, twin girls. During the day, I'm a bike messenger, but I have my night job running sound, and I book shows. I'm working on this band project too. Music is pretty much the basic, good old-fashioned expression of, you know, how I feel, how my band members feel, and we all project it through our music. I'm busy the whole day, non-stop. I'll have a half-hour lunch break, and as soon as it's over, I'm back on the bike. I would say behind the scenes it's slightly competitive, and then you have the people that stick together.
Yeah, he wants to be a sponsor.
Kids of the world.
At 16, I was doing what he's doing now, dude, passing out flyers for clubs. You do that when you're 16, kid, not when you're 38. Ooh. Hi, I'm in the VIP. Oh, hi, I'm Puppy Nuts. Get out of here, dude.
Relationship between the groups, it's basically like high school. It's gossip. It's just gossip everywhere, you know? It's like, but I mean, some of them, they get along good. Some of them hate each other.
Everyone comes together. Everyone makes fun of each other, gives each other a hard time.
The scene in Los Angeles is quite different than any other city. The industry is predominantly male. It was really hard for me when I first came down to Los Angeles as a bicycle messenger. There was only one other girl. You kind of got to be pretty tough. It's very competitive. It takes a few years to gain respect, I guess, amongst the other messengers. If you can't hang, you know, you end up leaving, and you end up, you know, being intimidated and feeling inferior, I guess, against the guys. But it's all just a game. You know, it's like being on a playground sometimes. But as long as you like riding your bike, that's all that matters. Riding on the streets of Los Angeles, it's like surfing, riding the waves with cars and mayhem. You can't get enough of it.
There's no other job in the world right now that you can actually make money on your bike without having to be a professional and how to take steroids and other stuff like that. When I first started, I was only making $5.50 an hour. I would pay my rent, and I would have $25 left over for food. I was living on ramen noodles, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, water. It was very difficult. But once you gain rapport with your contractor, you gain rapport with your clients, your dispatcher starts to trust you more, you get more work, the volume of the work increases, so you can make a living off this thing.
We're not married, but probably might as well be. But we've been together for 11 years. We met actually, it's kind of weird because it was Douglas's wife at the time. She had spoken to Douglas telling him that one day he was going to end up with me. And then my boyfriend at the time ended up telling me the same thing, that I was going to end up with Douglas. Now I'm actually not on the streets anymore. Instead of being a bicycle messenger and picking up the filings, going back and forth, I work inside, inputting the work. It's very different than being on the bike.
There's not really many downsides to the job. I don't think the aggressive drivers in LA sometimes get to you, but you just gotta learn to ignore it and not get too mad about it. They think you're not supposed to be in the road, so they'll try to run you off the road and stuff, try to hit you. I had one guy pull out one of those big Meg flashlights trying to hit me. He got me in the arm with it.
I make sure to make eye contact with all the drivers that are heading towards my direction. And, you know, pretty much if they're not making eye contact with you and they're crossing your way, they're not paying attention. So that's when you really got to be extra alert and aware.
Los Angeles is a car city, and cyclists are not respected at all. You've got to be very aggressive on the streets, and if you're not, you can get hit very easily.
It's really dangerous. One mistake and it can kill you. If you just like cut somebody off, you don't know how that person's gonna react. So it's all like just instinct. If you're riding out there with hesitation, you're gonna get hurt. People are always in a hurry, and I've seen people get hit pretty bad. A couple of my friends have been killed by cars. I've been lucky to still be here. 4 or 5 years ago, I had a pretty bad accident. I really don't remember what happened, but what I know is what I've asked my friends that were there with me, and they told me what happened was that the bus like turned onto us, like took a light, and the direction I chose was the way the bus was flowing. I ended up hitting the bus in the side of it. I believe it's called a craniotomy. I'm not too sure, but they had to do brain surgery on me. They had to go in, open my skull, and put drains, put tubes to drain the blood that I had. They had to rebuild my face. Basically, the whole left part of my face was crushed, so I got my face rebuilt. All the left part of my body mostly broke. My ribs were fractured, my back was fractured, my ankle shattered. We opened up the shop. It's only been like maybe a year and a half. One of the reasons was to get off the bike because of this accident that I had. And I know that my body's not gonna be able to be on the bike forever. But once we opened it up, I started working here like full time. I couldn't do it. I had to go back to downtown. So it's like it's really hard to let go of the job. One of the worst things that happened was that my optic nerve on my left eye was damaged with the accident. So I can't really see on my left side. So that's one of the things that affects me riding right now a lot. I think a lot more about consequences now. Like, if I do cut this car off, what if I don't make it? You know, and it's always in my mind thinking that one more hit is gonna take me out.
686. Standing by.
Just went dead, so give it a few minutes.
10-4.
On a very good day, you can make close to 40 runs, and it's basically a $230 day. So that's a good day. And before, those days were almost every day was like that before. A lot of stuff has slowed down. A real bad day is like 8 runs, like 40 to 50 bucks one day. So that's like, one day will be great, the next day will be like really bad. You're like, well, what happened? You know, you're like sitting around looking at each other. You're like, oh man, I want to work.
It seems like it's harder to get work now for sure. I think a lot of the industry is just kind of slowing down out here. Because there's in other cities, I know they do a lot of other kind of deliveries, but out here it's a lot of just court filings.
Oh man.
Most of the federal filings went to electronic filing, and so we lost a lot of income when it switched.
I have seen a huge change in the industry. A lot of people have left. A lot of people have been fired. You could see the worry on the bicycle messengers. Like, you could just see it, you know, on their faces, because if they don't make that 100 that day, it's, you know, they got to work just as hard the next day to make it up. You know, I mean, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough because the electronic industry is getting more and more, because they're trying to spread it amongst the state filings and everything else. And once that happens, I don't know what's gonna happen. So.
Not much. I was gonna see if you're gonna be around today, because I kinda was gonna use that money.
Yeah, it's just one job, right?
Yeah, it's just one. I just gotta put it in my bank account because I overdrafted.
The money's not coming in like it used to, but I'm making a living. I can pay rent, and sometimes I can eat. So.
I wonder how much work I'm missing.
What's that?
I wonder how much work I'm missing.
Nothing really.
I was really hungry and was trying to get the pit out of the avocado. Went right through my hand. You know, I'm missing some money right now, and now that, you know, I was really worried about its condition. Now it's feeling a little better. I think I can ride one-handed.
Like if you get hurt at work, they'll be like, don't tell them you got hurt on the job, because they don't want to pay workman's comp. A lot of the messenger companies are a little bit on the shady side.
If I had a better incident that could look more bike-related, I could have like snuck into work and then called in and been like, ah!
I fell on a steak knife.
But I'm not sure if I could be like, I got stabbed. I was just making a delivery and they stabbed me.
The one thing that has always pervaded the messenger industry is the greed that is involved with not only our clients, but the people who run the show. They don't want to pay us a real wage. They hate to see the fact that bike messengers can actually live off this. We've tried to unionize, we've tried to associate, and what they do is they tend to pit us against each other by offering better wages to people if they come this way or go that way or lean this way or lean that way.
I'm right here between 330 Hope and Cusco and Hope.
¿La Hope y cuál? ¿La tercera?
Sí. Aquí donde se juntan los malandrines. En la wall.
You had the broken arm and everything? And
Oh,
all the
yeah.
bandages? You came to work right out of the hospital. 'Cause we don't have sick days.
No vacation. No sick days. We're independent contractors, so they don't care about us. They just hire somebody else that is gonna be probably cheaper and gonna do your job, fuck up their work. I broke this clavicle right here 4 times and this one twice. Damn.
That's
Yeah.
why he needs medical marijuana. It helps.
Shit, that shit don't work in the court, I'm gonna tell you that much. This is the only job that I could do. I can't work for that city, I can't work for that. I got a badass record.
It's good while you're young, but you never know about the future. I can't really call it. It's a cool job, but I can't say it's something that I want to die doing.
I could see myself doing it a lot longer, but I think I would maybe want to try it in a different city next. Just with a different scene. LA's cool, but it's got its ups and it's got its downs. But I'm kind of more of a country guy, I think now. After having the best of both worlds, I think I like it in a little bit more mellow spot.
My company has always wanted me to go inside. I'd much rather be on my bike. I'd much rather be on my bicycle. I do get paid a little bit more being inside than I do on the bike, but that really doesn't matter because it was much more enjoyable riding my bike than being inside. So
It is like an addiction. Some people call it a curse. I try to leave, find different jobs, like pay more, but you can't. It's like it brings you back. Like it's nothing like it. Knowing that my friends were out there on their bikes and I'm in the computer, I couldn't deal with it.
The real situation is that economically we're at the end of our rope. Bike messaging has been around in the United States since the days of the Pony Express, and right after the Pony Express ended, we had bike messengers that would go from San Francisco to Fresno on single-geared, fixed-gear bikes. So now we're at in this the next millennium. We're here in the 21st century, and we're the last of the breed. The immortal class is about to disappear.